and welcome to Life After Gray Narcissist Divorce. I'm Paula, and if you like this video, please subscribe. Why narcissists lie. 4 reasons they do this. But first, before I go over that, I want to talk about why they're usually good at it. And they are good at it because they have a lot of practice, because they do a lot of lying. And also, many of them lie to themselves. So they convince themselves that their lies are true. So this makes their lies seem all the more believable. And some of them can probably even pass a lie detector. That's how convinced they are that their lies are true. And that's how they can convince others so easily too when they're doing a smear campaign against you. And the other thing is they're afraid to look at their own weaknesses and failings, so they have to blame others. So that is another thing about them and their lying. So the first kind of lie, or the first reason they lie, is to cover up their bad deeds or things that they don't want anyone to know, or that contradicts the narrative or the mask that they're trying to portray, such as things like cheating, stealing, doing illegal acts. Now, everyone that cheats is not a narcissist, but narcissists cheat more often than non-narcissists, and the reason for this is their sense of entitlement, plus they blame the other person. So if they are caught cheating and have to confess, which usually they don't want to, they will somehow twist it and blame it to you or someone else, that it is your fault or this other person's fault that they cheated. It had nothing to do with them. As far as stealing and illegal acts, it could be the government's fault or society's fault or whatever, because they're not getting the goodies that they feel entitled to. So they feel entitled to steal, lie, and cheat. So the second reason why narcissists lie are to prop up their grandiose view of themselves. So they might lie about credentials, their abilities, all kinds of things. They could say they own a house when they're actually renting it, whatever it can to boost their ego. This reminds me of a character from the 80s in Saturday Night Live, and it was played by Jon Lovitz, and his character's name was Tommy Flanagan, and he would be constantly pathologically lying to make himself look better. There was even a funny skit he did with Tom Hanks, who Tom Hanks in the skit was also a liar, his brother, and they were trying to outdo each other in their lies. And one thing that his character always did, Jon Lovitz's character always did, when he was telling his lies, he was convincing himself. So he kept, as he's spinning these lies, he kept saying, yeah, that's it, that's it. And sometimes he even said, that's the ticket, that's the ticket. So he is convincing himself that his lies are true. Now, I once met this man who was very obvious about this, sort of like the Jon Lovitz character. Like, my ex was not obvious in his lies, and believe me, he's told some whoppers to boost his ego, but he's a pretty good covert narcissist, so his lies aren't so transparent. But this particular person we met years ago when I was with my ex and know nothing about narcissism or what they do. But right away, this guy struck me as being just like Jon Lovitz, because whatever you said, this guy would one-up it or whatever. I had told him, oh yeah, I used to have a Subaru. It had 300,000 miles on it, blah, blah, blah. Well, he turns around and says, oh yeah, I used to have a Subaru, but mine had 350,000 miles on it. And I had told him I used to be an auditor. And he's like, oh yes, I used to be an auditor in Las Vegas. It did not matter what you said. He had done it, the same thing. So this guy was quite the character, and it was really funny. He was my now ex-husband's. He was his second wife's boyfriend at the time, and this is when we're exchanging kids, and he's always coming up with this stuff, and it was pretty amazing. So the third reason that narcissists lie is to maintain power and control, and that is like one of the most important things for them. So the kinds of lies they're going to be telling in maintaining power and control is they are going to be doing triangulations with other people, but when they are doing these triangulations, they're lying about things you did to these other people, or they are lying to you about these other people and saying they said and did other things, because they do not want you. They want to control everyone. They want everyone to be their little puppet on their string. So they lie to gaslight you and question your sanity and what happened or didn't happen, your sense of reality. That's again to gain power and control over you. And they will use brainwashing lies to make you feel that you are not good enough. And the reason they have to do this is they need to put you down in order to boost themselves up, because they have to be the top dog, the best. So the way they can do that is not through their own achievements or anything like that. It's through putting other people down. Now, the fourth kind of lie that narcissists tell, this is nonsensical lying. It's lying that you cannot see any purpose to it. It'll just be making up some random story for no reason that has no benefit to them or anyone else. And I believe the reason they do this is, one, they're habitual liars, and two, something called dupers delight. So they actually get off or get a satisfaction of telling a made-up story just to fool people and get this, what they call dupers delight. So anyway, that is the four reasons why narcissists lie. So thank you for stopping by, and if you like this